This radio program is PG-13. Parents strongly caution some material may be inappropriate for children under the age of 13.
The following program is sponsored by Michael W. Smith. The views expressed on the following program are those of the host and not necessarily those of staff, management, or ownership.
Phoenix. This is Brother Mike. I'm back on the radio. Welcome to HardcoreChristianity.com. Thank you for tuning into the program. Today's Bible study, Ghost Hunters. Ghost Hunters are back today on Hardcore. Please call somebody and tell them the radio program's on, and particularly if they've had any form of background in the occult or New Age. Welcome to the program. This is Brother Mike. I thank you for helping me celebrate my 23rd anniversary. My anniversary is February 16th. I started on KPXQ in 2002. 2 years later, I transferred over to KXXT Christian Radio. And we've been together ever since. Can you imagine that? This is starting my 23rd year now. And thank you for all the money you've sent in, all the donations, all the prayers. They've been tremendous. Thank you for blessing Hardcore, because somebody needs to teach this material. And unfortunately, I'm the only person in the marketplace of the radio industry that does it. If you go to the website, hardcorechristianity.com, you'll see all of our ministry services. We have 2 live services every week, Thursday, Friday nights at 7 o'clock. We have 3 Zoom services every week, Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday. Mondays for the ladies only at 6:30. Wednesday and Saturdays for everybody. We have a children's deliverance service once a month, the first Saturday of every month at 10 o'clock in the morning. That thing is fantastic. And I have a podcast every Sunday morning at 9 o'clock for my shut-ins, twitch.tv, 9 o'clock every Sunday morning. If you will contact me at mike@hardcorechristianity.com, or if you will call me at 602-636-5800, 636-5800, and you need to see a counselor and you're a born-again Christian and there's no charge, I'll put you on the counseling schedule right away. I can get you in within a few days. Send me an email. I'll give you all the information about the live services and the Zoom services. Ghostbusters. Deuteronomy chapter 18 is the verse that you need to have in your Rolodex. Remember they used to have Rolodexes? Yeah. Well, I'm an old man, so that's sometimes that stuff comes out. Here it is, though, in Deuteronomy 18, extremely dangerous material. Thus saith the Lord, quote, when you come into the land which the Lord your God gives you, you will not learn to do after the abominations of those nations. There shall not be found among you anyone, not one person, that makes his son or daughter pass through the fire. What is that? That is child abuse, sacrificing children to the devil. Parents do it today all the time, but they don't burn them alive. They just expose them to the occult and New Age. Thus saith the Lord, there shall not be found among you anyone who uses divination, who is an observer of times. Okay, this is somebody that uses stars, astrology, for example, or an enchanter, or a witch, or a charmer, or a consulter with familiar spirits, or a wizard, or a necromancer. Now we're getting into it, friends. Necromancer, people who communicate with the dead. Thus saith the Lord, quote, all that do these things are an abomination to the Lord. Because of these abominations, the Lord your God drives them out from before you. These nations which you shall possess, listen to observers of times. They listen to diviners. But as for you, the Lord your God has not allowed you to do so. Now here you see it, friends. When you were a kid, you went to a sleepover, right? And somebody had a Ouija board. You putted around with it. It might have worked, it might not have. You might have been scared, you may not have been. Doesn't matter. When you played with an Ouija board, you opened the door to the dark side. You picked up a transfer spirit from that Ouija board. Horoscopes, tarot cards. When you putted around with those things when you were a kid, when you did it, you picked up a transfer spirit. That spirit got into your body and gave you a strange, weird, odd illness that you still have to this day as an adult. These things are extremely dangerous. Any form of New Age, spiritualism, spirit healings, anything that has to do with the spirit world. Much of Roman Catholicism is witchcraft, sorcery, and wizardry. Communicating with Mother Mary, bleeding statues, contacting the dead. We learned in Luke chapter 16, through the story of the rich man and Lazarus, we learned that you cannot communicate with the dead. The dead cannot go back and see the living. Once a person dies and goes to heaven or hell, they are gone. And you will never see or hear them again. If you are seeing apparitions in your home, or you have a poltergeist in your home, if you are seeing dead relatives, you're seeing dead relatives, those are demons. It's not real. Thus saith the Lord, all that do these things are an abomination to the Lord. Because of these things, the Lord your God drives them out before you. You will be perfect in this field, in this matter, with the Lord your God. These nations which you shall possess, hearken unto observers of times and diviners. You see the danger here, friend? Well, check this out. Did you see this article? Really interesting. It was about a young couple, Corey and Kristen Deal. You happen to see this on the internet? Well, they originally started out as ghost hunters. Corey belonged to the Texas Ghost Society. Kristen belonged to the Oregon Ghost Society. And they got together on a mutual case. And of course they would bring cameras into the home and K2 meters and all kinds of other electronic devices trying to pick up spiritual activity in the home. Because here's the theory. The theory is this: if you have a poltergeist or a ghost or a dead relative visiting a home, the theory is that dead person has unfinished business in the home and they want somebody to talk to, they want to express themselves, they want to clear up something. And so a lot of these ghost hunters go into the home and they try to help these ghosts communicate with the living and express themselves or receive an apology or something of that nature. And that way the ghost or the poltergeist can leave the house and the house can become free of spiritual activity. In many cases, Protestants and Catholics try to cast the poltergeist or the demons out of the home. And they go over there and they anoint the walls, they anoint the doorposts, they anoint the front door, they anoint this, they anoint that. And of course it doesn't work. That's what the demons want you to do. They want you to come over and try and cast them out of your house. Hey, come on over and get us. Yeah, that's the ticket. You can cast us out of the house. No problem there. Don't sweat the small stuff. The whole thing's a lie. It's a trick. And as soon as you start communicating with these demons, they transfer into your body. I call them transfer spirits. You pick them up. You pick them up. So after after this couple had been doing this for a couple of years, they started to notice strange things about themselves. Okay? One day, Kristen felt some strange, demonic, evil presence rush up to her and try to scare her just before they were going to do a ghost hunt in a house. And she later said, I opened a portal up that allowed them into my life. Corey was even worse. He almost got possessed. He got scratched on the back by demons. He still has permanent scars from it. He used to have convulsions and seizures. He would have instant rage and feel like killing people out of the blue. Well, this couple later got born again. They became Christians, and they renounced all their spiritual activity. They renounced what they were doing for a living because they were charging a fee to come to somebody's house to cleanse the place. And on a regular basis after that, they felt satanic attacks, strange illnesses, and spiritual warfare. And she now realizes, and he does, that all these ghosts or poltergeists are actually demons. And what usually happens is something horrible happens in the home. Molestation, rape, murder, something. Satanism, satanic ritual. And the demons get into that home. And they own the home because they were let in. Somebody opened a door and said essentially, hey, demons, let's make a deal with Monty Hall back in the 70s. Come on down. What's behind door number 3? Well, what's behind there is, these are demons, Greek word daimonion. And once you let them in, once you do a bunch of spooky stuff in your house, once you hit the tarot and the Ouija, you're in big trouble, friend. And once they get in your body, they will give you a terminal illness. You will die young, or you will die ugly, or both. And you need help and you need deliverance, and I can help you. Mike at hardcorechristianity.com. Please come in for a private counseling deliverance session if you have been in the occult or New Age in your past history. If you have spirit guides, poltergeists, ghosts in your house, they need to be removed because they will not only take you, they will take your spouse and your children. 602-636-5800. There shall not be found among you anybody who is a consulter of familiar spirits. Deuteronomy 18, thus saith the Lord. See you next time.
The views expressed on this program are those of the host and not necessarily those of staff, management, or ownership. This program was sponsored by Michael W. Smith.